Good morning and welcome back to the Teacher's Wake Up Call with Madame la Prof. I don't know. I don't want to say I've got a problem. I'm not liking my hair today. Nah. It's not a problem, but it's something that often happens to me. So a couple of weeks ago, I said, oh my God, I feel like I'm ahead. I've got my planning ready. And last week, I came to the realization that I didn't have some of the stuff ready for this week. Like, let me be clear. I've always said this. I know my macro planning. I know globally what I need to get done. But I didn't have my things ready for the week ahead. And I panicked. Oh my God, I panicked. I find myself often in this position where it's almost cyclical. Why can't I get this? Okay, I find it cyclical where my planning is pretty much done, and then I don't want to say that I slack off. It's not a question of slacking off. I think it's more of a question of getting distracted. Losing focus is harsh because I always keep focus. And some would say that I'm too focused and I don't spend enough time doing stuff that I want to do. You know, we often say you should not bring work home, and yet what's the regular story that every single teacher deals with? You always bring work home. You're correcting, you're planning, you're looking over things, and even when you don't have anything with you from work, you're online, you're on Pinterest, you're on Instagram, you're on TikTok, you're on any platform. You find something and you say, oh, I could use this for school. I could do this at school. The disconnect that happens is only temporary. You try to disconnect, you try to forget that, yes, you can do stuff for fun, for yourself, and yet it doesn't happen. So I don't think that my lack of planning, like the minutia of each day, I don't want to say it is because I disconnected too hard or I was too distracted or I slacked off. I think there's a sweet spot where it's important to be a step ahead, to plan for unexpected things. And you can't over-plan things too much because you need to have some room to breathe. Students need room to breathe too. You can't keep them busy every single moment. Give them a brain break. You need to give them a brain break. And I think because, especially with my different roles this year, I tend to be absent often. I want to make sure everything's ready, everything's planned, everything's prepped. And when that one moment where I say, okay, I'm not going to do much this weekend, I'm going to relax. Maybe I relaxed too much. And even then, I'm allowed to relax. I'm allowed to do things that I want. But let's say I should still spend maybe a bit of time looking over things. And maybe it's not a question of disconnecting too much or spending a bit of time during my time off focusing. No, I think maybe is to be a bit more strategic in how I plan each day and optimize. Oh, I like that word. Optimize my time at school so that when I do get home, I could say I'm doing nothing my day is planned. Maybe that's what I need to do. Maybe that's what I need to do in order to feel just slightly less stressed. Considering that the next 3 weeks are going to be a gong show for me. I have to finish all of my grading and all of my report cards practically a full week before they're due, because I'm off to Banff for a conference for which I still haven't planned or prepped what I need to do. No, for the record, it's done. The presentation is done. I actually have like 2 or 3 versions of the presentation. I think what I need to do is to combine them and make them one, like, I don't want to say mega presentation, but I need to basically tweak it just so it can have, I don't want to say a more academic flair. Like, I always have academic aspirations. I say to myself, oh, I'm going to go and do my master's and throw myself into research. And then I say, no. And it's not because I'm not interested. I'm super interested. I'm very fascinated by research and theory and all of that jazz. But there's another part of me that is not. Like, I still remember when I graduated from university. Literally, it hadn't been even like a full month since we graduated, and we had like kind of like sort of a luncheon together. You know, hey, congratulations! We were a small group. Okay, back in 1998, when I graduated, the cohort for French Mother Tongue, we were 35, all right? We were a small bunch. And 34 girls, 1 guy. And that 1 guy was dating a girl in the group, just to give you an idea. So they, our professors, organized this luncheon. Yay, awesome. And we weren't even like fully recovered from the 4 years we spent. And they already started talking about us going for our masters. And I said, could I at least get a job? Because some of us didn't have jobs yet. It's like, I'd like to get a job before I even think about throwing myself into a master's, because, you know, it's like, oh, I have to pay to study. It's like, you know. And even now, like, the idea of going through that and the idea of doing a master's now will definitely take away any other possible free time that I would have. And considering that I would like to focus on doing some cosplay, I've got a cosplay that I'm trying to work on, and I'm struggling to see when I'll get it done. But I don't plan on getting it done for Halloween. For Halloween, I'm taking it easy. I'm recycling. I'm taking out of the boxes some of my old cosplays, and that's what I'm going to be going for. No, my newer cosplays, Seiko Ayase Seiko, yeah, the grandmother from Dan. That's going to be like a spring thing. I think it's going to be ready by spring, if I'm lucky. An initial iteration of that cosplay will be ready in December, if I'm lucky. But I'm not banking on anything right now. So yeah, I'm trying to catch up on my planning. I'm trying to plan ahead. I know where I'm going, but it's making sure the path that I have set for my destination is ready to go. It's like, it's important to know your end goal, but is the path ready? And are you prepared for, I don't want to say potential obstacles, but, bumps on the road? Yeah, potholes. Sometimes potholes happen, but I'm knocking on wood. I don't have a whole lot of potholes on the path so far. Yet. Oh, and I don't know if I showed you this. I like collecting pins, but I don't just collect pins for collecting pins. They have to be meaningful. And I got myself a Gojo pin. A Gojo pin. I love it. I love it. And it goes well with my Mitsuri Kenroji pin. And just because it was cute. Yeah. And I've got my pride heart. Those are my pins on my lanyard. So yeah, I didn't think I showed it to you. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. On that lovely note, folks, have yourselves an awesome day.